So hello guys, in this video we are going to talk about TCS Digital Wings 1 roadmap. So in this video we are going to discuss how we can convert from TCS Ninja to digital. So we have introduction in our slide, we have digital journey path, how we can convert from Ninja to digital, which courses we can take, which tracks we can opt, and what track combination can be, and how TCA converted to TCS, TSLP, how TSLP 1.0 was there and how it got converted to TSLP 2.0. So all those things we'll discuss in this video, and of course the DCA Tech Tracks, how we can opt for the DCA Tech Track and clear the Wings 1 journey. Welcome to TCS Wings 1 Roadmap Guide. In this video, we will break down the complete Wings 1 roadmap, including eligibility requirements, assessment tracks, preparation tips, and career benefits. By the end, you will have a clear understanding of how to plan your Wings 1 journey and maximize your growth opportunity within TCS. There's one famous quote by George Santana: those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. So, talking about the prerequisite, we have a few eligibility criteria in order to appear for the TCS Wings 1 exam. First, either you need to have applicable grades. That is, if you are a Y grade, YD grade, YG grade, or CS1, C1Y, and C1. So, if you are among all these grades, you are eligible for the TCS Wings 1 exam. Now, talking about when you join as a Ninja associate, you join at the Y grade, and then you gradually move from Y to C1Y and then to C1. So if you clear the TCS digital exam, then directly you get converted from Y to C1 grade. So if you're a digital candidate, you will have the C1 grade. Now talking about the C2 grade, if associate are getting promoted to C2 grade within the same financial year, then they are also eligible just for the immediate next cycle of the Wings 1 program. So let's suppose if you got converted from C1 to C2 in March or April, then in the next cycle, which is going to come in June, you will be eligible to appear for the digital exam, irrespective of if you are a C2. So that will be the exception case. Now talking about the work performance requirement. So if you are a experienced candidate, then you should have either A or B band in the last appraisal cycle. And if you are a fresher and you have completed 1 year, then you don't get band. You will get the anniversary rating. So either you should have a 4 or 5 anniversary rating. And talking about the freshers and trainees, if appraisal or anniversary rating is not yet available, that means you have just joined the TCS and you have not completed your 1 year, then only learning in the iEvlove is a prerequisite. So that will be considered. Now, talking about the iEvlove learning requirements, you'll have to make sure you complete the iEvlove learning on or before the cutoff date for the tracks which you wish to appear for. They'll provide you the cutoff date. You'll get the mail once you enroll in it. iEvlove progress will reflect correctly only if you have clicked the register button for the curriculum. If you have already started learning, you can register now. We are yet to start the learning curriculum. Then you need to click on the register button before you start. And associate must complete their core tech track learning recommended by their BG or the unit to be eligible for the assessment. And you can find your BG or unit wise recommendation track list under the course ID 80840. Now moving on to the next slide. So this is the digital journey path. So first starting point will be, of course, when you join as a Ninja associate, you will be eligible for the immediate next cycle, which is going to come for the Wings 1 exam. So to achieve the digital status, associate must need to complete this path. First one is either TSLP tech you need to clear with distinction, and one is DCA that you need to clear. So DCA Tech Track and TSLP Tech Track, these two you need to clear, or what you can choose is on TSLP Tech certification that you can complete, and apart from that, you can complete either one non-Tech Track and one DCA Tech Track or one unit elective. This we will learn more about in the next slide. Now, this is the detailed explanation of all the combination that you can opt for. So, talking about the eligibility, as I mentioned earlier, Smart or Ninja and associate with work performance, that is either A or B band or 4 or 5 anniversary rating. You if a associate have, then they can opt for the Wings One milestone journey. So talking about the incentives, so incentive is equivalent to the digital cadre associates. So even if you are a smart associate, you have joined as a smart associate in TCS. If you clear the exam, you will get the same salary as the ninja guy who clears the exam. If you are a fresher, you will get around 7 LPA. If you have 1 or 2 years of experience, you will have around 8 LPA of your CTC. Now, so basically, there are two track completion combinations here actually. First track, it should be tech with distinction. So either it can be TSLP or DCA, both you can choose. TSLP has actually 14 to 15 tracks. So based on that tracks, you can choose based on the technology which you are working on which you have proficiency in. You can choose the TSLP track. And if you want to go for the DCA, there are various technologies that gets covered under the DCA that I will talk about in the upcoming slides. So talking about the second track, the second track can be non-technical, and if you are choosing the non-technical, then it should be distinction. You should get distinction in that, and if any tech track you are choosing, either it should be unit elective or DCA, then also it should be distinction. If any tech TSLP can be passed, if you're choosing for the TSLP, then either it can be passed or the distinction. So basically, what it is telling, if you are choosing in the first track, if you are choosing for the TSLP, then or DCA, either of one, then you should pass that exam with the distinction. And in the second track, if you are choosing any non-tech, then it should be distinction. And if you are choosing the tech track or the unit elective, then it should be distinction anyway. And if you're choosing the TSLP track for this second track, then it can either be pass or distinction. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you all. And if both the track can be TSLP track, so you can choose based on the description. You can see that both the tracks can be in the first track. Also, you can choose any of the track. Let's suppose if you are choosing T1 track TSLP here, then in the second track also you can choose TSLP. Any other track you can choose. Let's say T2 you have choose for the second track. So by this combination also you'll be able to achieve the digital cadre incentive. So yeah, but here's a catch. If both tracks can't be only DCA or unit elective. So you might be thinking like I can choose I'll clear non-tech tracks or two unit electives or two DCA tech tracks for both first and second track, then that is not possible. So these are the combinations. You can pause the video and explore this also. Same thing is written here as well. And this is another representation of the same combinations which are represented above and here as well. You can go through all of these. I'll quickly walk through this. First is TSLP. First combination can be when you have cleared the TSLP text distinction. Then in the second track, you can choose either of these four. The first one can be TSLP Tech Track. Any other Tech Track apart from this, you can have either pass or distinction. Here, distinction is mandatory, but here it can be pass or distinction anyone. If you're choosing the Tech Track for the TSLP Tech Track for Track 2. If you're choosing a core non-tech, then you should have a distinction. So what covers inside the non-tech? Process, AOA, art of articulation, and base skills. Okay, and if I talk about any unit elective can also be, this is specific to the unit. So, so this, if you're choosing unit elective for the track 2, then you need to have distinction in that. And if you're choosing the DCA, as I told, DCA have many other technologies. If you choose DCA for the track 2, then you need to pass it with distinction. Then this combination will help you to get the digital reward combination. Now talking about this second option, or you can choose one DCA in the track 1. In DCA also you need to have distinction, and in track 2 you can have either TSLP, pass or distinction, one core non-tech distinction, and one unit elective distinction. So these are the combinations. So same thing I mentioned here as well. You can pause the video if you want and go through all this. So this is the track combination. Same thing it is mentioned with the different visual representation. This also you can pause and go through this. Talking about the evolution of learning framework, earlier we had TSLP 1.2. Now, few years back, around 2021 or 2022, they converted it to TSLP 2.0. Earlier, only DCA was there, Direct Capability Assessment. They converted the TSLP 1.0 to TSLP 2.0 so that various other technologies can also participate for the digital milestone program. So this you can go through, and these are all the in detail things that trace how earlier TSLP 1.0 was there, how it got converted to TSLP 2.0. Earlier 720 learning hours were there, and now they reduced it to 450 learning hours. So these are the data that they have mentioned, and the different technologies they are covering. They earlier they had 7 assessment among 8 tracks. Now they have only two assessments out of 7 assessment to be chosen by the associates. So only 50 learning hours, 15 hours of learning they require. Earlier 205 hours of learning were required. So they have made it quite easy now. Now unit electives you can choose based on the domain, and these are the non-tech tracks, that is articulation, base skill, and process. So yeah, basically they have 6 tracks in articulation. Now total learning hours is 65. Base skills has 10 tracks in total, 60 hours of learning. Process and delivery has 2 tracks, total 30 hours of learning. So these are the changes. Earlier they had these many number of hours of learning for the each non-tech tracks. So it has changed when they have migrated from TSLP to TSLP 2.0. Now talking about the important point here, DCA Tech Track list. There are various DCA Tech Track. If you are opting for the DCA exam, then you can choose either of these technologies and go ahead with the assessment. So either you can choose Java, microservices, Angular, .NET, C Sharp, Python, iOS development, Android development, SAP, Oracle, PLSQL, Scala, mainframe, Informatica, Tableau, automation testing, Selenium, performance testing, ServiceNow, Power BI. So all these are the things. There are total 21 DC tech options that you can choose from. Okay, now coming on to this DCA technology tracks. So same thing I mentioned here. I have segregated all the DCA tech track based on the domain. So if you are from application development, you have these many options. If you are interested in mobile development, then you have these options to choose from uh, in DCA technology tracks. If you have experience in enterprise application, you can choose these many. If you are into data science and data analytics, you can choose these ones. If you are from testing background, if you are a tester, then also you have a chance to create the DCA tech track. So you can choose either of these three. If you are from infrastructure and administration, then you can choose among these three. So most of the technologies are covered here, irrespective of which background you come from, be it tester, development, infrastructure, administration, data analytics, any background you come from, you have one technology which is covered here. So you can choose and continue your digital milestone journey. Now talking about the Wings One track, where there are in total 14, 15 tracks. So out of those, I was able to get these many. So I mentioned few here. That is, first one is T1, which is related to web app, building the modern web apps. So you need to learn the MERN stack or mean stack here. So you need to appear for that. For T2, you will have this working with modern data repositories, that is Hadoop, Spark, NoSQL. If you are opting for the T3 exam, then you can have machine learning, business intelligence, business processes. These are related to AI/ML. And if you are opting for T4, then you have integrating distributed ecosystem curriculum. These are basically the backend you need to learn like Django and Spring Boot. T5 is extreme automation leveraging of the cloud. These are basically cloud technologies, AWS and Azure. If you're opting for T7, that is cyber security related, so you can have web security, web application security, and mobile security. These things you need to learn. If you are into mainframe curriculum, then you have the technologies like COBOL, JCL, and CICS. And if you are opting for the T12 track, then you have testing automation curriculum. Here, the Selenium technology they will ask. So based on your experience and the expertise that you have, you can opt any of this tech track. Yeah, that's all for this video. Let me know if you have any doubts in and comments down below. I'll try to answer all of those questions. And feel free to ask any of the questions in the comments, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.